Yo, yo, yo! What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. And today I want to write a quick and dirty interactive log processor. The motivation here is we've been working on our window manager, and it's fucking annoying when I'm trying to, look for something specific, and we're seeing, this. Right? Just mega spam. And you're like, what if you just had a good logger? And it's like, sure, we could do that. But sometimes it's like I don't really know what I'm looking for until I'm running the thing, and I don't really want to write this whole open a socket to talk to the process and then configure the log levels on the fly at runtime, or shut it down and start it up again. It's just I want to run the thing and then look at stuff after the fact. And so I would also like to be able to turn off my brain, let my eyes gloss over completely, right? Just go completely dumb mode, and still wake up when something bad happens, right? So I want to see red on my screen going bow, something bad happening when there's errors. I want to be able to easily turn off my brain when I see a lot of debug logs. And then I also want to be able to kind of quickly narrow in on things that I'm interested in, right? So maybe I want to look for a specific log that I just wrote. I want to be able to type that into the search box and have those show up, right? In my head, I used to there was this some program on Windows that I used at the first company that I worked at. Just everybody used this thing. It was kind of sick. They had something where you had a search box in here, and you could type in a regex in here, and all of the logs that were relevant would show up here. Well, you would still see everything up here. And these things would have they'd be colored in red, orange, whatever, according to custom rules. So I'll probably do something I'm inspired a little bit by this. I don't think we need the dual view. I think that if it's interactive, it's likely I don't need to see everything if I'm looking for some subset of stuff. But yeah, I think that filters, color filters, on the fly change. That's kind of the three things I want. So I think plan of action is let's start by getting some input, coloring it, and then we'll figure out how to do on the fly regex, and then probably we probably need re-rendering as part of that is going to be kind of the interesting part here. Is we're gonna have to do some sort of interactive terminal shit where we're I need to detect the size of the window and then clear everything that's on screen that doesn't match the filter, something like that. Anyways, let's just make something quick and dirty and see what happens. Slogger. Oh, I don't think that I should say that. That doesn't sound like we'll call it slog. No throwing ers on the end of stuff. We just gotta be careful with saying words that end with in general, I think. Swagger, yeah. Building. Let's make a little thing. He's gonna do something. He's going to make some executable. B add executable. Clanker is okay. I don't like made up slurs kind of as much as I don't like unmade up slurs, to be honest. I think that making up slurs, even though it's kind of fun to say clanker, it's you're kind of training your brain that that's an okay frame of mind, which I'm not the biggest fan of for myself, at least. But you're right that it's more okay. Target and optimize is optimize, and target is B standard, target options, and optimize standard, optimize option. Okay. Cool. And can we just do a B install artifact exe, make, we've got name is slog. He's pissed off because what? He wants this to be like this? Or no, maybe he's mad at, maybe he's mad at this guy not having a main function. That's probably it. Return error hello world. Okay. Boom. We have an application. This guy. Okay, so how I'm imagining this thing will run right now is that I'm going to be like, you know, run some process, right, into slog, right? Is this GUI or TUI? I want to do TUI, I think. So I'm imagining it like this. Now, the problem here is that if I want to have like interactive regex, typing, then this consumes standard in, and this does not, right? So you could do something like this, run some process, and you could like define like some file descriptor here, I think, something like this. However, when I was experimenting with this a little bit earlier, it turns out that when you run stuff like that, where you say like, give me this thing as a file, if I control C this guy, then it doesn't kill this process, which is like the thing that I want to kill. But when you do it like the pipe way, it does. So I think that what you can do is we'll allow standard in to be the thing that we're looking at. And then you can actually just open, like there's this like dev tty, and this is just like a alias for your controlling terminal. So you can just like open this thing and read it, and it should be like standard in from the terminal, whether or not standard in itself is supposed to come from somewhere else, right? So if you do like echo test to dev tty, right, this like comes out here, right? And if you like cat dev tty and you do like, you throw some stuff in there, he sees it, right? So we should be able to kind of make this work that way, I think. So we'll kind of assume that like by default, log input comes from standard in, and maybe we'll like change that behavior later, but for now, that's how we'll handle it. So let's do this. Stood in is stood fs file stood in, I think. And we probably want to get like a reader from this thing. Stood in reader is stood in f reader with some buffer, probably. Stood in buff. Let's give him one of these bad boys. And then maybe put a little ampersand on this. And then can we just go like while true stood in reader read I don't know. We can just stream this to standard out or something for now. What was this? We'll say like I'm like annoyed because we already have this buffer here. So run some process can split log to standard error to the pipe redirect those to sit in. You can like force it. You can do like run some process 2 and 1, thing, and then it'll come in over standard out. I'm not really worried too much about it. So if we're gonna be doing like reading on this stuff, we could have like temp buff here, and we could do like some reading onto temp buff, right? I guess what we really want is we want like per line processing though, right? Read. We want the like IO reader or interface. It's like stream reader interface. Read delimiter stream take delimiter. Here's what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. So we're looking for new lines, probably, right? Returns a slice of the next bytes of buffered data from stream until delimiter is found, advancing the seek position. However, we kind of have like an undetermined line length, right? This, like, if the line is very long, we still want to do processing on that line as a whole, probably, right? I'm assuming that we're going to have some regex come in, and we're going to say like, if this line matches this regex, color it this way, in which case we kind of need the whole line. So I'm kind of down to do like maybe have some like allocator here. That we could kind of say, yo, Or, I mean, we could just make the buffer really fucking big. Right? If your line is longer than a meg, just like go fuck yourself. So this thing returns a slice the next bytes, blah blah blah. If what happens if it's like if it doesn't find it? Delimiter error comes up, which is stream too long. So if stream too long, can we like is that okay? Like I guess the buffer we just tank the whole buffer probably. So we start here and I guess we say give me everything until this line. If it is stream too long, here I guess we just do we call toss like he did internally, and we just fucking toss like the whole toss buffered, nice. And then we just return with the internal buffer. I guess it's more like this. Const ret is stood in reader interface get or buffered. And then here, then we toss buffered, then we break block red. Cool. Cool. Otherwise, where does block go? Here. Else return E. We're fucking done. Okay, so we have this line, and we can like, you know, do processing, but for now, let's just do a little print of the line. Okay. Reasonable, right? Reasonable. So let's do this. Let's run an existent. Let's run our window manager a little bit, and let's redirect all of his output to temp.txt. Okay, and let's run a client for a little bit. Let him spam a little bit. Boom, and then can we less temp text? Cool. This is, you know, representative of something. I mean, it's really short because I don't know why. Sometimes he doesn't like lock. Sometimes he like uses the wrong renderer, but this is like good enough for now. Let's do temp text here, and then we can kind of run this thing by doing like cat temp text into zig out bin slog. Cool. Cool. I guess if we do see error end of stream, we just kind of return normally, right? Boom. Okay, cool. So, now what? I guess we want to do some processing on this stuff, right? So I think that we want like, maybe this guy is run with some config for like filters. So I think this is just like each of these filters is going to be a string. Yeah, can we just do each argument is a filter? No, because the filter needs more than just the string. He's got like, he's going to be a bunch of filter. And this filter is going to have both a like desired color, probably. Maybe. We might have to use like a palette as well. I'm not really sure how like terminal colors work. But for now, let's just assume we have 256 color right now. So can we just throw a U8 on there? LOL. And then the filter. Okay. So let's say that I guess these will come from a config. Stud process, like, okay. Args is stud process args alec. It is nicer if we use like an allocator here. For now, so we don't have to pull in all of our shit. We could just pull in our shit. Why not? I think that we're gonna need it later anyways, so we might as well do it now. Const stud is b dependency stud. And then can we do like exe root module add import stud module stud. Boom. This is gonna freak the fuck out because build zigs on needs to have some stuff in it. Name is slog. What else he wants? He wants fingerprint. Boom. What else does he want? He wants version and paths. This is source, build zig is on. We have version like this probably. Maybe it's like this. Okay, then we have dependencies. Stud comes from path is stud, and then we get submodule add stud. Get submodule add, I guess we come from get stud first. And then we edit the get modules to say this is a relative path from our thing, sir. Okay. So we should be able to now be like, wait, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, we didn't finish this thing. Okay. So we can pull in our allocator now. So we can say like, alloc is stud, alloc, buff allocator, based around alloc buff. We can kind of say we have some alloc buff that is, you know, 2 megs big. Wowza. Wowza. Then we can give this guy a meg. I guess we could have done it this way as well. I don't remember why I wanted an allocator anymore. Oh, to pass the JSON stuff. Yeah, okay. Sure. Sure. And now we can do like, we can say that we have args is stood process args alloc with alloc allocator. We can say const, you know, filter path is args1, and then we can do a little bit of this shit. So we're gonna be like stood JSON. We need to like load this file, so we can just like filter file is current working directory open file of filter path. Boom. We probably try this and we probably close it later. Okay, we read this thing with JSON, parse from token source. Boom, boom, boom. I want, oh, this is parse from slice. Sure. Read to end alloc. Let's do something like we'll use the back half of our buffer to do this. Boom. and filter content is this. And this guy, I want to do something. Like, what are my options here? Allocate always. And then we also have to say what this is. So we want this to be a list of filters. And then here we want to do like, Alec. Why is this like not resolving correctly? There we go. There we go. We forgot to init here, that's why. Back Alec. I can call it scratch. Is Alec back allocator. Back linear. Boom. Then we like, you know, do this. We say we might allocate some stuff over here, and later can we restore that shit? Boom. And really, we should just call this scratch all the way up here all the time. Easy. Okay. So, boom. Okay, so we have our filters here. Okay. So this should be like filters JSON. So this is like, we're gonna have a bunch of these guys with like color, you know, I don't know, 128. I don't know how like 256 colors work. And filter is, let's look for lines starting with debug or something, maybe with warn for now. Cool. So before we cat this thing, we should see filters where we have a filter here. Cool. So I guess we might want to call this like filter config because there's probably some pre-processing that we have to do with this stuff, right? It's probably like, we probably have a filter here. That turn this into like a std regex. Is there not regex in the standard library? I thought there was. Is there not? I don't want to fucking write a regex parser. Zig standard lib. I could have sworn there was regex in there. Regex. Nope. All right. Zig regex lib. This one, you know, do people use this? I'm down to yoink a dependency. I don't want to write a regex engine. 235 stars. I just want to know, like, I guess if it's the first thing coming up. It's probably the one. It's probably the one. Let's do a Google search as well, because we don't trust DuckDuckGo. I have one now? Yeah, but that one's shit. Dude, fuck the AI overview. Alright. Alright, let's just do this one. Let's just do this one. We're not gonna think about it at all. We're fucking... we're... what's it called? Does this take, like, get links or what? Can I just do, like, this? We're typical developers. We don't give a fuck. What does he want? I think there's, like, some... Zig build help. There's some way to, like, fucking just add dependencies. Fetch. Zig fetch dep. How am I supposed to do this? Oh, I'm supposed to fucking give them the tarball. Oh, sure. In that case, then we'll just do it by hand. So it's probably like, archive, and then we like throw in like a commit hash. So we're just like, yoinkies. Boom. Oopsies. There we go. Okay. Regex. Boom, boom, boom. Regex. Probably was just called regex. Oops. Okay. Const regex is equal to import regex. So what I was gonna say is I assume that we have to like compile the regex at some point. Yeah. Okay, what is his expectation here? He's got an array list that he's using for this expression. How does this work? How the fuck is this used? Set of captures on an input slice. So I give him a string. He uses these slots. And that means that this thing is going to be... Oh, this is a slice, though. So if this is an array list, regex dot slots, won't this like... Oh, he passes the array list here. And he dupes the items. Okay, so basically we have to give him like a real allocator or just nuke all of our memory. Let's just nuke all of our memory. Yeah, so we can like compile this thing with compilation, I think is fine, right? His allocations during compilation. The slots might move though, is the thing. So maybe this is a little sketchy for me to pass him our like scratch allocator and then like restore because there's nothing stopping him from reallocating. But I guess hold on. Yeah, we should just give him a proper allocator, I guess. What if we didn't, though? Ah, fuck it. Fuck it. Let's just see what happens. So I think matching... The fact that he, like... So... Yeah, so matching, he's going to, like, edit his own internal array list. But otherwise... It might be relatively safe. Yeah. I think that the only allocation that's really moving is this slots thing. Fuck it. So this is like kind of why I'm like a little hesitant to just like yoink random libraries. It's just like their like world is different than mine, which is fine. But it's fine. So for each regex we compile this thing. So here we're going to, I guess, have a list of regex, right? Because compile here, yeah. I guess this is going to be more like a regex, regex like this, initialized with our guy. And we're gonna go like 4 filters. Actually, I think we can get away with Alec regex like this with filters Len Shirley, right? 4 filters and regexes. Filter regex. We assign regex from regex compile of filter dot filter. Something like this, right? I don't know what he's pissed about here. Oh, R. What is this pissed about? Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so here we should be able to do. I think it's okay. Oopsies, what the fuck did I just do? Alec, restore, checkpoint. And we're gonna be like regex. I guess it's like 4 filters regex is. We look at the regex and we try to match this thing, right? And this is going to, I guess we want partial match. And he's like, I'm going to pass in these slots, which means I'm going to be reallocating them, which is fine. It just means that we have to back up. Yeah, we want to do like temp regex is R, and then do temp regex partial match here, because then he's going to edit his internal state, but then we like say fuck off, go back. And hopefully he doesn't do anything too crazy inside. If we crash, then we'll do something different. We'll give him a proper allocator. But okay, so we're just matching on the line, right? If this we print, you know, matched for now. For now. Try. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So, can we do debug here? Yeah, okay, so all of these debug lines are matching, which is wonderful. And now we just have to figure out how to attach a color to these things. So, there's this library like infocomp that tells us, or this program infocomp that tells us like all of the escape codes for our terminal, right? I think that these sometimes have colors in them, sometimes do not. I think what happens is, you know, your terminal, there's like a bunch of like standard escape codes, but sometimes the terminal like chooses to override those because like maybe in tmux, right, if you were to issue the like go to beginning of line instruction or whatever, like escape code, then like my terminal alacrity would eat that code and tmux wouldn't be able to process it. So there's these things called like term info databases, where if you look at like mgrep term or mgrep term info, right, these things tell us like, hey, I'm a tmux 256 color. So could you like look in these directories for like the definition of what all of the codes that this terminal supports are? And I think some of those are like colors, but I don't really know. I don't know all of like if some of these are specific color codes or whatever. So I would like to understand that. If we look up, maybe let's ask the idiot. Seems like an idiot question. How do I know which color codes map to which colors in a terminal emulator? If there's 256 color support, what does that mean? Like colors, if colors 0x100 is in term info, for example. Terminal colors map unique color codes, RGB values, depends on the color mode. Sure, so we're in like 256 color mode. So they're 6x6x6 color cube. Okay. Sure. So maybe our format. I mean, we might be able to get away with just these, right? Like in reality, red, green, yellow, blue, error, debug, yellow, like warn, info, plus some extras. Yeah, let's just support color. Let's just support names. Let's just support names. Color escape. So can we do something like, why is this okay? So I want to parse filter configs, and then I actually want to convert these to filters. So these are our configs, and we're gonna create filters. My bad, filter. And we're gonna go, so for filters from filter configs, this comes from config filter. And then we have color escape is like something about like parsing the color, right? So for now, can we just do like ANSI colors? And let's just say that we support like red, what were they? Whoa! And then all of these again, but with bright in front. Okay. And these are in order of, this is a like U8. So all of these are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, okay. So can we do, wherever we parse this thing, we're gonna like parse from a s const u8 and return a maybe ANSI color who's gonna return stud meta enum string to enum of ANSI colors from s, or else return null. And can we actually just return an error here? Error, invalid code, invalid name. Okay. So then we should be able to just like turn this into an escape as well, right? Right, so this is, I guess really, maybe it makes sense for us to store the color here, because that's kind of like less information, and then we can convert it later. So, what are the ANSI escape codes? Nope, fuck off. I meant the color ones. ANSI color codes. There's like a GitHub gist that I always look at for this. There's what about like the right. Sure. So this is it's 3 plus, and then by bright, like standard ANSI color codes. Yeah, it's like this. Yeah, so it's 30 plus or 90 plus depending, right? So switch on self. Here it's like if it's any of these, we want to do like throw a dot in front of everything here. Dot word. Boom. All right. So if it's any of these, it's 30 plus int from enum self. And then on these, it's 90 plus int from enum self minus 8. Something like this. Something like this. By the way, there's this. Fuck. Fuck. Wow, look, they had actually the exact same codes that I had. That's funny. But fuck it, we're already here. Is it 0x? Also, I guess this is actually more like I think these might be decimal. I guess it also doesn't technically matter if we're just dumping them. But I do think that those are decimal. Green is info, don't change the unwritten rules. I've always used green for debug. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Okay. I guess I guess we could just do what they do in Zigland. That's just better, right? Let's just do this. Switch self. Let's just do this. I don't. This is nicer. And then is there like clear? There's clear as well, which I think is you just throw a 0 in front. I think it's like I think it's like this to clear it. Okay, so if we match, we're going to do something like print out the filter color, like color escape here. Boom. This thing needs to be ANSI colors parse from config color. Config, that seems fine. I don't know why he's pissed. Oh, because this thing can fail. So true. Escape. Okay. Then we print the line. And then we clear. And then we break. And then we have to print the line if none of them matched. So we should kind of do, like, this should be a function, but for now, we can do this. And we can break block here, which means that this will only run if none of the filters matched. He's mad that this guy doesn't say, like, green. Bright green. Nice. Is every single line a debug line? No. He's just missing. He's just fucking up. Right? Like, there is lines that are not that. So, what the fuck is going on there? Like here, it surely should. Some of these filters should not match, right? Am I fucking stupid? Oh yeah, here. Oh, there are some lines up here that made it. Oh wait, is it just that most of these things are debug lines? And then also, what are these? Whoa. I see. We fucking printed 30M instead of nothing. I was trying to clear. There we go. Much better. Much better. Okay, so now we like start like setting these up, right? So we have info is blue and warn is orange, yellow. What colors do we have? Yellow. And error is red. Nice. That's already pretty fucking helpful. That's already pretty fucking good. I would like more color contrast between green and yellow. Maybe these guys are not bright. Sure. I mean, that's fine. That's already pretty good. That's already pretty good. Cool. So let us now try to modify this stuff so that how do I say this? We can edit on the fly. So let's just do a quick just for now, I want this thing to continue running. You know, 1 time stood time ms nanoseconds per millisecond. Sleep a little bit. We want to sleep, then continue, maybe? Something like that? Okay, so now this thing doesn't close yet. And then I guess what has to happen is we actually need, like, to read from 2 file descriptors, right? We're reading from both the input file and, like, standard in, right? So I think that actually what's going on here is, like, this actually has to end up in some event loop, no? Where we can, yeah, I think so. Stud event loop. Initialize with, this guy wants an actual fucking sphallic? That's crazy. Root. We have tiny page allocator is stud alloc. Tiny page allocator. Is this right? Yeah. init pinned, boom. Root allocator is our look initialized pinned with TPA allocator. And what was the other thing he wants? Name. Root. Okay. Root alloc init pinned. Okay. So now this guy is exclusively Scratch, I guess. And that means that we use kind of this guy everywhere. This is Scratch allocator here. Now, root alloc everywhere we were using this thing before. Fine. Root alloc arena. Fine. Okay, so that means also that these regexes can be done with just like a normal allocator, and then we don't have to do this fucking hacking anymore because we have one now. Cool. Do we have to like defer deinit anything here? Probably not. And now we have this guy here. Boom. Okay. So while true, we are going to loop step, run, next. Wait. Who takes our Scratch allocator here? Boom. Okay. So he wants us to create some handler that is going to read from stdin, and when that thing flags as interesting, we want to consume all the standard in. So we kind of want to do like stood in handler here is going to have some file, right? And he is going to implement the event loop handler vtable. So this is like our little abstraction around epoll who just calls fucking poll and close every once in a while. Right? So here we're like, boom, boom. Here, poll, close. And when we poll, we're basically just gonna do whatever the fuck we were doing here in the loop. I think this thing, we want a poll error. And this guy, when he hits like end of stream, he might, I'm not really sure yet. Not really sure yet. He is gonna call like self is, you know, we take ourselves out of the generic interface like this. Like this. Boom, boom, boom. And he calls self poll error, and if he fails, I guess he returns complete. And otherwise, he's like, yep, there might still be some more work to do here. Wonderful. And now everyone is like, he probably has some reader here. Which he uses here. Boom, boom, boom. Filters have to be stored here as well. Okay. He doesn't need this temp regex anymore. Cool. On close, we're just gonna ignore this for now. We're just gonna leak. I don't give a fuck. And we are going to try to initialize this thing here, right? So we have stood in handler is stood in handler with file is stood in F. File reader is stood in reader. And filters is filters. Boom. Let's do this for now. Let's just say that this thing's a pointer. It's easier for now. And then we need this thing to be something that we can like hand to the event loop, right? So he's like, give me some handler. My FD is file handle. Okay, my filter, my vtable is poll is poll, and close is close. I think we have to set the file as non-blocking, which we can just kind of yoinky. I guess we just fucking make this public. And can we actually do this with, can we change this thing to take in a stood POSIX FDT here? And then we'll kind of boom, boom, something like this. Then we can call this from over here, where the fuck we are. So we can be like, stud event set non-block on stood in file handle. Cool. So this thing's non-blocking now, and we should be able to like register this thing with the event loop now. We should be able to be like loop register stood in handler. And then when we are running, we should now see this thing just kind of do what he was doing before. What is he missing here? Pointer. So this should kind of like everything that was working before, it should just be like all the same. You know? What was he fucking pissed about? Hello? Oh. Modifiable. There we go. Okay, so this does exactly as he did before, which is really, unless I didn't type zig build, but I did, right? So this is really good because now this is happening through the event loop. And that means that we should be able to open like a second file, open file absolute of dev tty. And we should be able to be like, yo, bitch, let's set that non-block as well. And then can we, then make a like input handler? So this is actually like a log handler. And then we'll call this like input handler or something. Okay. And this guy's going to implement like the same interface. He's just going to do something different. So jump sleep, thanks to you. Later. You've replaced it with jump instead of go to. That's funny. New meme. Okay, so he has some poll function, some close function, and for now, all I want to do in here is, all I want to do is log the thing that came in. If we can get that, that's, like, pretty good. So if we're, like, I guess this guy probably wants a reader as well. We probably want to do the same shit where this thing has like an error, like a version that can fail. Like this. This guy is gonna be like, give me one of these. If this thing fails, he's going to return complete. Otherwise, he's going to return in progress. Wonderful. Do we need timestamps? I think that, like, in the log output, I think that we could, yeah, I guess we could inject those if we wanted to. I was going to say that that's kind of like the responsibility of the program, but I guess there's nothing stopping us if we, like, put in our config, in, like, add timestamps. I guess there's nothing, like, wrong with that. Sure, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Not a terrible idea. Okay. So this guy, he is going to basically try to like read this thing for now. Interface, take can I just say, like, give me as much as you can fucking take? I just want like you to like read as much as you fucking can, baby. I don't know. While true, we try this. If I guess it like depends on the error here. If it's like like what are our options here? I guess no matter what, we just return in progress. Let's just do that for now. Figure it out later. Input is equal to this, and then can we do like std debug print found input this. Let's just do this for a second. Okay, so we open TTY, set as non-blocking, and then register our like, this would be log handler here. And then can we have like, input handler? Boom, boom, boom. TTY reader, which means TTY reader needs to have this thing, TTY reader buff. TTY reader buff is, let's give him 4K. All right. Yeah, that's about right. He doesn't have a handler function? He does. Okay, let's just see what happens. He's mad because in file interface take, oh, we need to limit that to the capacity, I guess. Fine. Fine. Okay. So nothing's happening there. That's not good. That's not good. Std debug print woke up from TTY input. Okay, so this is triggering like fucking crazy. That's interesting. Maybe we wanted read slice all or something. Read. Slice? Like. I feel like I want, like, just, like, fucking give me some stuff from your buffer if you have it. You know? You know? Which I thought was a thing it supported. There's also read alloc, which I don't think is what I want, but it feels like it's like very close to what I want. Bum, 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 bum. I'm confused. I can't remember this new fucking interface, man. Um. Read. Does this thing, like... He uses R buffer. Returns R bytes led. Alright. I really just want to use the internal buffer if I can, man. I feel like fucking stupid. IO reader. Like, he has one. Just let me use that bitch. Just let me use it. Discard, fill the buffer, fill more. I guess it's kind of like you could do a fill more, then get buffered, then toss. It just seems like there should be a thing that does that for me. Well, I guess we can do that. You know? Maybe this is fine. Maybe this is what you're supposed to do. Okay. So what I'm concerned about, though, is, he is spamming. Woke up for this reason. Right? If this is happening, like, a lot, you know, he's, like, just non-stop waking up, which I'm not the biggest fan of. It could be that, like, he's ready for write. I'm curious, if we hack this for a second, our event loop right now just kind of assumes you always want read and write. Maybe that's not the play anymore, right? If I just turn this off, we should probably still log. Wake me up. Yeah. So it's just that he's always ready for writing, and that's freaking him the fuck out, right? So we need to make it so our event loop supports that. So maybe our handler has like desired events. So here, this is like struct read bool write bool or something, right? And here we have like desired events is like this, read true, write false. Read true, write false, right? And then in here, when we say like make event, we are going to say wants read, wants write, and we're going to say like var events is this, boom. If wants read, events or equals, you know, this. wants right out. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Is that the right order? Read right? Yeah. Uh, yeah. Okay. Nice. Uh, hold on. I just want to double check that that is correct now. So when we're in main, let's just one more time. Std debug print woke up. Yep. Okay, cool. And then can we do unbuffered input? There's a way to do that, right? TTY unbuffered input or something. How do you do this? Unbuffered stood in. You do an ioctal to do that? Can we these? I don't want like unbuffered input. We can ask the AI. Yeah, this looks like I've seen this before. Disable raw. So this does look familiar. This does look familiar. So if we want to read character by character, we should be able to, when we open this TTY file, I think we need to like term iOS is equal C import C include term iOS.h. Is that what he say I want? So we want term iOS dot here. Original settings is term iOS. Term iOS. Boom. I guess it's like this. And then we say original set. We say like this. We need our file number, TTY handle, like this and this. What is he pissed about here? Settings. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So I'm hoping. Let's see if it's about. C import failed. Libc header is not failable. Fine. Fine. You want to make me link against libc? I'll fucking link against libc. Fucking asshole. This guy, he's pissed about us like ignoring failures. That's okay. uint cannot represent this thing. What the fuck? C uint. Are these things science? Fine. Okay. So now I'm hoping we have, you know, as soon as I type anything, he gets that shit, so that's good. And so what we can do now is we can start typing a regex and have it on the fly, like update that thing. Right? So for now, you're not supposed to use link libc in the module. It'll break later. When it breaks, I'll fix it. I don't give a fuck. You can't make me. Okay, so it feels like we kind of want both of these event handlers to kind of like reference one processor, right? And this processor is going to have like push line, right? And he's also going to have like update filter, right? Update like global filter or something. And here, our input handler, I think, will basically just hold like a string that is like buffered, like buffered filter. I think we just do like a std array list of U8, kind of like fuck it. Regex and Zig, good luck. We just used a library. We used a library for once in our fucking lives. Are you proud of me? Are you proud of me? I used a library. Let's say that, you know, every time we get some character, proud, no. Fine. Fine. Surprised? Also no. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to write a regex engine. It's a pain in the ass, man. So here, buffered filter, you know, we append the input, except we have to check if the input is like a backspace, probably. So we probably want to go like for each character. You know, if std ASCII is control. Does this thing like tell us what the control codes are? I don't want to like write them down by hand, but we do have to handle backspace at least. Oh, nice. Okay, so we just check std ASCII control code del. So I guess we say if this is not this, we append it. Else switch on C. And we're looking for like std ASCII control code del or backspace. We will say self buffered filter pop. That's the kind of thing that would make me use a library too, and I wrote my own Git parser. We're the same. We're the same. I've also written my own Git parser, and this is also the type of thing that I'm like, fuck that shit. That's so funny. All right. This is like append bounded, probably. And we probably like initialize this thing with some maximum size. Buffered filter is gonna be like you know, try init buffer with, you know, root alloc, arena alloc, you know, like if you're longer than 4K, then like go fuck yourself. I guess there's no try here. C. Else. Okay. So then at the end of this thing, we say self. We have like our processor, and we want to say like set filter or something. Update global filter. Cool. Oopsies. Boom. This processor, wherever the fuck we put it. I think that he wants, you know, he wants to like stash the filter. For now, I'm just gonna do this. No, he's gonna compile this into a regex. Right? So here he's going to take in, you know, self as a processor and the new filter. as a const u8, and he's going to be like self filter dinit self filter is equal to filter, now regex compile, given self regex alloc and filter. This thing can fail, so I guess it's kind of more like a filter, like new regex. The new compiled is this. We do this, and then self filter is equal to new compiled. Boom. Something like that. Didn't you write a markdown parser too? Pretty sure you done that on stream. I don't remember. Why would I have? What did I do it for? It feels familiar, but I don't know why I would have done it. It does sound familiar. Okay. Self processor line. And then like what is happening here? So we want to make it so that we can re-execute the filter on our input, right? So I guess that means that like all input is going into some writer. So I kind of feel like this holds a reference to like something like this, because we're kind of assuming that what? Like, I guess we probably just want to keep like the last n amount of data, right? Is probably where this is gonna end up going. But I don't want to handle that right now. So right now we can just say, fuck it. It was for the TV tracker? Oh, yeah. I ended up not using that, by the way, but I forgot about that. So for now, we'll just allocate all input that's ever happened, and we can call like, regenerate or something, like reparse. Yeah. We have to think about, because you can't like seek on your standard input, right? So it would be nice to maybe just say for things on standard in, we buffer some amount and then deal with it later. But I just don't want to deal with like the rolling. Well, actually we can, right? If we do a lines, if we limit by number of lines, that's easier. If only Zik had a way to buffer input. Yeah, but it's more that I don't want to do, like, I didn't want to have to keep sliding 1 meg over, right? Right, as when I fill my buffer, it's annoying to deal with that. But I think we can use our history here. And we can just do like a stud util circular buffer here. And then all we have to do is, oh, this is a fucking pain in the ass. Stud.io is faster than that, faster than this. Am I crazy that like, so you're saying that I could do history, stud.io writer fixed, and then no, this is failing rebase. Buffered? Yeah, I'm gonna go back to circular buffer of lines. Fuck it. if you mmap it, kernel handles rebase. We don't have, but it's like you can't mmap standard in, right? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. So let's do this. Let's just do this. Let's just do this. Self history, push, GPA clone the line, and then popped is this self GPA, free popped. I guess if. This is good enough for now. Good enough for now. And so then we can go like regenerate. And we can go like regenerate. Self is a processor. And he can go like for, I guess we surely have some iter on this thing, right? History iter. Yeah. While IT next, we have some line. We check the line matches. Array list, writer, alloc, reader stream. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fairly confident that like the idea of like a circular thing where like the way that like stood IO reader and writer work, if I understand correctly, is you have like some buffer that it knows about. And like there's kind of like a head and a tail, right? And it like will kind of like intelligently kind of like start like this, move the end pointer, and then like move this pointer forwards if it's like consumed that stuff, and kind of like move like this until it gets to the end. Then this thing eventually goes like, oh shit, round out of space. Let's take like all of this content here and like move all of that back to the beginning of the buffer, right? That's like kind of like the typical case. You can kind of have like, you know, custom rebase function or whatever. So like if you have it backed by an array list, instead of doing that move back, it might like punch the end farther. But like, no matter what, if I'm saying like fill up like 4K of space, like you can't have this like linear advance mechanism anymore because I'm trying to get this thing always full, right? So I think that what would happen is like you would start just like copy pasting like the entire buffer back over and over again. That's kind of what I'm assuming would happen, which is why I'm like, oh, I want to kind of use like his circular buffer of lines or something instead. Then just like fuck it. You know? So we're gonna do basically this stuff that was doing the matching before goes here now on each line. And this guy now, when he is going to call like self processor push line, and then he needs a processor as well. Okay. So later, this regenerate needs to clear previous history, maybe. Maybe. Unclear. But now we have like processor is processor here and in the other guy. This guy. And so we just need a processor now. Var processor. I think you need to use an allocating read right here because what if you're scrolled up and more lines come in? You can't reasonably discard incoming log lines because the user has scrolled. But scroll is a terminal feature, not like a cursor feature. So there's something there where like most of the time, yeah, I'm not sure. I think that it's reasonable to discard something because we typed. Like, not discard, but like. So I think it's more like usually things are just appended, right? Then, in the case where I type nuke everything, or like nuke current page, reprint or something, maybe like nuke current, yeah, something like that. Not sure. You're just running grep? Fuck off. I don't think I am. I'm pretty sure that what I'm doing is different. Because I'm trying to let it like dynamically refilter. And then there's also like coloring and stuff. I don't think that's just grep. I don't think that is just grep. Probably by default this filter is null. History is something where we have an initial size. So we're gonna say, let's say that we support buffering 1,000 lines or something, maybe more, maybe like 10,000 lines, maybe, not sure. We'll figure out what like a reasonable size is for that later. Okay. Whoa, why is this pissed? Dupe. It's called dupe in this language. This thing has to fail, which means that this can fail. Okay. This thing needs items. And this thing can also fail, I guess. We'll figure out what to do on errors later. If self filter fd init. Cool. For self filters, so filters now lives in the processor. So true right now. So true. This thing, whoa, what's happening? This thing, I guess he's complaining that he can't fail. Regenerate needs try on him now. Okay. So what I'm hoping to see here is if I type like, only show me info, we're not seeing that. So I would also like to maybe at the end, let's just do std debug print re-filtered for this. Like, what the fuck is going on here? We're just not matching the global filter. I'm just a fucking dumbass. Right? So, if we have some global filter, we try to do this thing, and if it does not match, we continue. What am I doing wrong here? Okay. There we go. Backspace is not popping. Std debug print unhandled this. What is going on here? 127. Is that not what backspace is? Del. All right. Info. Maybe this is fine. as long as we can show the current filter at the bottom of the screen all the time, we're kind of chill. So it's like if every line starts with a carriage return, then we can there's like a code for clear this line. Clear current line ANSI code. Okay, so the question is this wrong in tmux? What is this supposed to be called? Info comp clear current line. Or is it like man term info, maybe? Line. Clear. Delete line. There's also clear to end of line. EL, so we're looking for maybe like EL, or I think delete line is wrong because I think delete line actually like removes it. I think we want clear to end of line, so EL. So escape with K. And then if we do like info comp xterm, is it the same? Yes. That's kind of surprising because like maybe tmux is I guess it's spawning processes and eating all the characters. So I guess theoretically tmux could he could have the same codes as the controlling terminal. I guess there's nothing stopping that. So I think what we want to do here is do debug print on every line, do a carriage return, and then clear what's currently on it. Right? So if we do this right now, I think nothing should really happen. It should kind of just work the same way, right? But I think what we can do then is kind of just write down the current filter at the end. Does this thing have it? So we do have the original string here. So we can kind of just say like unconditionally at the end, current filter with like a if self, I guess like this, if self filter, current filter is F. And I think we want to do this. So right now when we push line, we have to do this as well. So I think we need this regenerate should actually be calling like print line a lot of times. Right? So this thing kind of comes in and does everything that's in this segment. And then here, it's return print line, and then here we want like self print trailer or whatever. Okay. And I'm hoping to see that if I say every time I get a line, we print that line and print the trailer, we should see like a consistent like message at the end, as long as, yeah, I think it's fine. I think. We'll see. Why is this failable? Because regex matching can fail, sure. We're fucking something up. Print trailer. F string. Try here. Okay. Okay, so we need to do this with something more dynamic now. Refiltered, so also this should go away. But I think this might work for now. So if we go into, we build this, and we try to run swim. Swim. And we try to pipe this into zig out bin this thing with filters JSON. We need to do a little 2 and 1. That's not good. We're not seeing shit anymore. Hello. What the fuck? Why? New line in. Am I stupid? New line's in. But, like, that's it? Like, why don't I see more content? Like, this should be doing this, right? He should be printing something like once a second by default. So I wonder if there's, like, buffered output that the logger usually doesn't handle correctly. Like, I wonder if, like, piped input is, like, behaving different than I wanted. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it might be that with pipes, the previous process might know that the next process is reading from pipe. Can we set unbuffered standard in? I mean, we can just do the same thing we did before, right? Where we do this for both. Stood in hand? What do we call the shit? Stood in F. Like, does that matter? Interesting. What if we do something else? What if we say, like, while true, do echo hello? Okay. And then, okay, so this does do something. Can we do, let's color this stuff, debug. Okay, so that's great. However, I'm not seeing it print trailer like I wanted. Okay, so I want to see all the time. I want to see this all the time. const label is self filter or else this. If self filter f, we get f string or else nothing, and then we can print this all the time. All right. Oh, I mean, I guess we're probably just printing so fast. Oh, we should be seeing it all the time. But okay, let's do, while true, do echo this. Sleep 1, 0.5. There's something wrong here. Is it that after we type, we're like stuck in here? It could be that we're like not getting new lines in. Let's check this. Std debug print. This is new log. This could be the bug. Oh, we actually have this. We have new lines in here. Wait, what's the piss mode? Oh, this is else. Maybe it just didn't compile. It feels like our log handler is just not fucking running. There we go. Wait, this is looking pretty good. So every time, let's do a quick print of regenerating so that we can see that. Okay. Okay, that's close. And then every time this is coming in, there's like an extra new line at the end that I'm not a fan of. I guess it's like this. Okay, so this is starting to look pretty good, right? Oh, there's my phone. So if we run swim here again, we can be like, okay, give me shit that starts with info. That's close. Except that every time it logs, he's missing that when he pushes the new line and it doesn't match. We probably still want to do this, like where we clear the current line or something. There's like something going on there where he still needs that. So only show me info logs. Okay, then I close this, then he shows me everything. Only show me debug logs. That's not bad. Right? Like, that's workable. That's definitely workable. And then the only problem is that right now, like, the way it works is every time I type, it re-spams everything. So our, like, terminal scrollback was gonna get, like, insane. But, like, whatever. Right? This is a lot better than where we were before. Oh, yeah, that's great. Fuck it. Fuck it. Yeah, I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's workable. So if we were to do this in the real scenario, we could do like a zig build, optimize, release safe, and SCP this into the VM. Zig out bin slog to root at localhost, like this. And then we can kind of do what we were doing before, where we run swim in the VM. 2 goes into 1. And we run this into flog with filters JSON. Which means that, oh, this thing needs to cross compile. I forgot. So when we build this, it needs to be dtarget is x86 64 Linux Musel. Will this work with the cross? Good call. Good call. I forgot. My bad. And then we probably also want to copy filters JSON over. Okay. Okay, nice. So this is, we need to restart the VM though because it's broken. I don't know why. Sometimes that happens where he stops being able to like render proper shit. But we'll get there. Give him a sec, he's thinking. All right. So here, SSH in, SSH in again. Run this with slog. Hello? What do you mean not found? We just did this and it worked. Error, syntax error. Oh, it's probably that I hard shut down the VM and he didn't like that. There we go. Oh, fuck. Okay. Swayland client, right? So now I can say, like... Okay. Okay, so the spam is a little fast to the point where he's having trouble keeping up still. Which is kind of interesting. Can we do like not debug? He's not liking that. Yeah, so we still do need to like rate limit this thing a little bit. Because even just like trying to print this fast, I don't think that it's like regenerating. Yeah, it's like... Oh, I guess he's writing new lines in all the time. Which is fucking annoying. That's probably where like the flickering is coming from. That's probably related. Maybe without that it would look fine. Maybe. Let's try it. Okay, that doesn't look too awful. It's buffering too much. And then I think that there's some way to like get this thing to... Yeah, I think that we have like too many lines buffered. Maybe we allow it to be configurable. But let's just say like 1,000 lines for now. Maybe that's a little better. Maybe. And then I think that there's some way to like do a like fast dump. Like if it comes to it, I think that there's some way to like turn off some like terminal shit to like let it go like faster. But even this is fine. Right? So now we can turn on Swayland client. We see warnings in here. Error. Warning. Yeah, I mean, the real problem is that we're spamming so aggressively. Right? But that's like fine. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot better than nothing. That's a lot better than nothing. Yeah, cool. Cool. There's probably some like slight improvements we made there. Um, like I think that it's possible that when I press enter, I should be injecting lines in between because I use those as like breakpoints a lot. But I mean, this is already so much better. This is already so much better. So cool. I think that's a success. That is a success. What did we do? We made our little log parser. Parser is strong. We yoinked some guy's regex library. And we hooked up to an event loop that reads from both TTY and from standard in. We can pipe through to standard in. He pushes lines into this processor. He remembers the last 1,000 or so. And then every time we type, he goes, oh, let's fucking apply this regex to the things that we remember and to all new things coming in. Nothing too crazy there. But a lot better than nothing. Cool. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, we stream most days. We aim for 12:30 Pacific time to 4 o'clock Pacific time. It is 4 now, so anywhere between 3.5 hours ago and now is when you should expect to see us if you're watching live. We are working on this window manager long term. So if you want to see that, there's a YouTube link in the description if you can't catch us every day. Where like feature development goes up. There's also, sometimes we do a cleanup segment or kind of like a background work segment where it's like not really like new feature development, but it is still development that is worth streaming. That stuff gets archived on Patreon or YouTube members or Twitch if you pay in the appropriate spot. So if you want to support the stream, that is how. But no pressure, of course. I think that's it. YouTube, peace out. Twitch, let's find someone to raid.